And welcome back to Metro Morning Live. Again, we are so pleased to have on the show with us, as we do each and every week, Dr. Eldridge Henderson. He is the president of the Action Leaders Forum 369. And Dr. Henderson, of course, is a program guide. He's a keynote speaker for colleges, family reunions, churches, conferences, and he's a very, very busy man, and he joins us here on the set. And the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about wheels in the state of Mississippi. And first of all, Doc, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you.
And welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Well, Doc, last week we talked about wheels and the importance of making a wheel. What can I do with a wheel in Mississippi, a Mississippi wheel?
Well, that's very important, sir, and I'm glad you asked that question, because today we want to talk specifically about Mississippi, even though most of these wheels are generally the same throughout the states. But there are specific things that we need to address here as far as the Mississippi wheel is concerned. And as far as we are concerned about the future, and I know you are, we talked about that several weeks.
Sir.
In Mississippi, a wheel has four basic functions. One is you can leave your property to people or organization. That's one. Number two, you need to set up a guardian for your minor children in your will. Number three, you need to set up a person or name a person to manage the property of your children. Many times I'm asked, now why do I need a guardian for my children and then another person to manage the property for my children? If you have significant assets, you might find that the person that is the guardian of your child does not know enough about business and investments to manage your children's property professionally, and the only person that ends up broke is the child, and the person that is the manager of the child's future is the one ending up with the money. That's bad management.
Yes, sir.
Then you're going to need an executor to carry out all the mandates of the will, and he's going to meet with the person that's running the business, that's managing the children, and taking care of all the assets. And his job is sort of like a coach. He's going to manage all those different parts and make sure that will is taken care of, and the person that left it to those children and others will feel good before he does it. And of course, after death, everything is taken care of.
Wow. Now, we talked about me and a wheel. I don't have a wheel.
That's what you told me.
Yes, sir. But I'm getting it fixed.
Thank you.
I'm getting it fixed.
Thank you.
What happens if I die without a wheel in Mississippi?
Well, it's very simple. Now, in Mississippi, you're going to have a problem. Of course, there will be a lot of family contesting whatever you have. Without a will, they will claim what they want of your property. And many will tell others in the family that you told them you would give them certain things. The other thing, then you're going to have to go to probate. That is bad, because the government then will take care of it and distribute it. I'm talking about the probate judge will tell your relatives what's going to happen to the property. Now, you wouldn't want to do that, but many people do. I know a lot of folks that don't have wills. They think they don't have enough to give to folks. They say, I don't have anything but a car and these clothes. That's significant. The rule generally is, if you have over $500 worth of assets, you should make a will, or at least do what I call a personal letter of instruction if you have small assets that's dated and notarized, saying what you want to do with those 2 or 3 items.
Now, Doc, a lot of people can get wills online. Do you need a lawyer to get a will?
No, you don't need a lawyer. But now it's best to have a lawyer if you have what I call tremendous assets. But if you just have what we call something under $100,000, you can do your will yourself. And that's called the self-proving will, which means that you can do the will, the self-proven will, and you don't need then, when you go to probate court, the judge doesn't have to call the witnesses that signed the will. That's self-proving. You're saying that they signed your will, you had 2 witnesses, you signed it, and you don't need a lawyer, and you really don't have to have it notarized unless you have significant assets. And significant, as far as I'm concerned, is from 500,000 to whatever millions you might want to consider.
Wow.
10 or 15 million.
Now, one thing that that really people can get the word out about Wheels and all of this is churches, talking to churches. What can you tell me about going to churches and talking to, I guess, ministers and some of the members about getting a will done?
Well, a will is
People believe church. They believe these ministers.
Oh yeah, of course. It's another group they believe too, the politicians. But I don't want to get into that. That'll take at least 10 hours to talk about that in churches and preachers.
Yes,
But very seriously, if you want to look at the church situation, I told you about 90%, really 87% of people don't have wills, and of course that's including the church. We have a program where we could go to a church and get the information to the people and get every church member there a will within 30 days. And we would make special allocations to the minister if he or she would get us there to do that. That's their role. Other than getting these folks ready for heaven, they need to get them in a position where they can live in heaven on earth and have peace in their minds and in their families by having a will. Any church member that doesn't have a will and the minister knows about it should make that his or her responsibility to make it happen in 30, 60, or 90 days, preferably 30 days, because you don't know how long you're going to be here these days. Times are tough in Mississippi.
Now, you personally, you do wills, or you set it up?
I set it up. I have the skills to do it. We have a staff that can handle it. We have notaries in the office, and we have access to lawyers for those folks that have big money and a lot of assets, what I call it. We can handle it, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I told you before, anything we do, we can do it in 30, 60, or 90 days, guaranteed, or you get your money back.
Yes, sir. Where do they need to call if they want to? If they're looking at you right now, Doc, and they say, I need to call Dr. Henderson and get me a will done.
They need to call 601-201-1957, 601-201-1957, and we'll take care of it.
Well, Doc, what else do I need to know about a will? It seems cut and dry. You need a will. That's something you need in this life, a will.
Well, finally, you need that letter of instruction. That's that general letter that's attached to the will as a separate document that's signed and dated that says, I want to have special funeral arrangements. I have special considerations for my stepchildren. I have 2 or 3 children that I didn't announce that I want to leave something to. That's special, sir. That's personal. And that's what you need to take care of. Many times, Mr. J, your folks and my people and others don't leave those so-called outside children any property. They supported them many years until they turned 18. Many times the spouse or the mate didn't know anything about it, and that child deserves something. So all your listeners that have children out there that's not with the primary family should consider those folks. They have to have a life. They need college and education and career goals to be reached. They have children too. So take care of those folks.
Now, how specific do you get in a will? Do you, like, I leave my shoes, I leave my clothes, I leave my book bag? How specific do you get?
Well, you itemize anything that's over $100,
Okay.
in my opinion. That's what I advise people. And then you first get all your lists together, all your documents. Put a value to it, and then itemize it and give it to individuals as individual items or in groups. Someone will have the house. Another family member will have all the furniture. I will give John Doe and Peter Stewart my car. On and on and on.
Yes, sir. Well, Doc, I really appreciate that you always give us good information on wills and everything. And people really can see you have a show Wednesday at 6 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. on the PEG network.
That's correct.
So if they wanted more information on all your information, they can tune into those channels as well. And now next week, we're going to go back into politics.
That's right. I want to talk about these commissions and agencies and boards of control that these politicians appoint their friends to.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I'm going to say about it. I have specific information on that,
Yes,
and that's going to be interesting. Most people don't even think about how many billions of dollars are generated through these boards and agencies that these politicians control through their friends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You always hold the politicians with their feet to the fire, and I want you to run for something, Doc.
You do, sir?
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you, as soon as you get a committee together and you all raise $350,000, I will run for any position you want me to run for, and I guarantee you I'll win.
In 30, 60, or 90 days.
That's right. I'll get it done.
Yes, sir.
We need that finance committee now. $350,000. I'll make you the chairman, and then when you get that amount, you call me.
Yes, sir.
And we decide what position I'm going to run for. Because
Yes,
I told you, if I run, I will win.
Yes, sir.
Because you can't win broke.
Yes, sir. That's Dr. Henderson. Thank you again, Doc, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Stay with us. More Metro Morning Live after the break.